Colleen. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you for
Good.
having me.
You're welcome. And how is your new job as the mayor of Denver going?
It's going well.
All right. So you've been coming to our church for how long? 6 months? A year?
About 6 months, yeah. I was
Yeah.
in an abusive relationship for 7 years, and I finally got the strength to get out. And I got divorced a month ago. It was finalized. And so now I'm just on the path of finding myself and a new journey of who I am to become. I left him in August, and I think it was just a couple months after that that I needed to find something that had some guidance and that was healthy as well.
We're spending 2 weeks talking about how Jesus delivers us or frees us from stuff. Now you've come from I'm sure it's just traumatic, and a lot of people have been through abusive situations, and so in a sense you're speaking to or speaking on behalf of people that have dealt with being betrayed or mistreated by another human being that you're entrusting yourself to. And I'm not sure what could be more traumatic than that. But I'm going to start by asking you the same questions that we're talking to the person on the street about. The quote I've been giving is that I'll have you comment on is emotions make better slaves than masters. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I agree with that. I think you should definitely feel emotion. However, I don't think you should let emotion overtake who you are as a person,
Mm-hmm.
because it can change you and it can make you do things you shouldn't necessarily do.
I'm in front of Ozo Coffee today, talking about emotions. The theme today, of course, is deliverance as it's connected to our emotional health. Asking people who's the master and who's the slave when it comes to us and our emotions. Also asking people if it's hard to manage your emotions without suppressing them. Interesting subject. What's your name?
Gaia.
Gaia. Thanks. G-A-Y-A?
Yeah, Aaron Comp is my actual name, but some people on the street and guys in the military, they call me Gaia.
Okay.
No, it's like the movie Final Fantasy.
Okay.
The gelatinous goo in the center of the planet.
That's called Gaia?
They call that Gaia. Emotions are like normal things.
Okay.
Good things. You want to be in control of your emotions.
Yeah. Okay.
You need to be in control of your emotions.
Got it.
Got it?
Yeah. Okay. What's your name?
Angel.
Thanks for helping me. All right. So we're talking about emotional healthiness this week. When it comes to our emotions make better slaves as opposed to if they're our masters, our emotions. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Kind of both.
What do you mean by that?
With masters, it's kind of just take it as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with our emotions, our minds play with our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of delegate which way you're going to go with your emotions if it's yourself.
Okay. So you're saying that our brains can steer
Yes.
our emotions.
Yes.
What's your name?
Crispin?
Crispin?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Are you in charge of your emotions or are your emotions in charge of you?
I guess it depends on how deep the emotion is.
Okay. So like more intense emotions, they tend to take over.
Yeah, they do.
Kind of a thing. Okay. How do you maintain control of your emotions without like shutting down?
Remember them entirely.
Okay.
So you make sense out of language.
Okay.
Make sense out of language, then you make sense out of yourself.
Okay.
So you don't let a different type of language tear you apart or change your image.
Okay.
Emotions, like if they're like when you're in control of yourself and you reflect on yourself, you keep yourself intact.
Okay. Do you ever feel like your emotions are steering your brain the other way around?
Yes.
Does that get you into trouble sometimes? Or?
Sometimes, yes. Yes.
Because that's never happened to me ever. But I can see how maybe it could happen to you. Okay.
Yes.
People say you got to manage your emotions. Do you feel like you can manage your emotions without like suppressing them? If you manage them too much, is there a chance that you'll just be like shutting them down?
I don't know. I think if it's not that deep, I could manage it pretty good.
Yeah.
And I just really don't. If I feel myself getting too emotional, then
Okay.
I'll shut it down. So I guess so.
Yeah, but you get emotional. Is it usually anger, or is it like sadness, or what's your go-to default emotion?
It also depends on why am I emotional.
Okay, last time you got really emotional, if you can remember.
I think it was sadness.
Sadness?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you that same question? What's your default emotion?
My default, well, happiness usually.
Really?
But yeah,
Dang it. How'd you figure that out?
I just life,
Yeah.
life.
Well, you said earlier you've chosen.
Yeah.
Your brain dictates which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're choosing to be happy,
Yeah.
but you actually feel it. You're not like faking yourself out.
No, I am happy.
How do you know if you're really,
Genuinely.
how do you know if you're happy? I guess if you believe it, then you're happy, right?
Spunkiness, joy, yeah, laughter. I do also have madness,
Yeah.
but he's pretty good about steering me the right direction.
Oh, so you guys you're not just having to be sitting on the same bench. You
No,
guys,
we're married.
Oh, that's so cool. So, can you speak to how that experience that you had with Jesus, how the combination of giving yourself to Jesus in a more powerful way and receiving physical healing, how that's affected your emotional life, if that question makes sense?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm finally seeing a light. And I
Mm-hmm.
like literally a light. I feel lighter. I feel free.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of actually funny or neat. I got a tattoo down my spine for it was 7 years of abuse, 7 words of empowerment. And the very bottom, it says the last one is kind, and then there's a
Mm.
cross, and then the last word is free.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think that's probably the most significant emotional feeling I have felt is I feel free.